Every time I pull up at the let out, it's a spectacle.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Let Out. I want to welcome you to my co-host, Alicia, Sylvia, and Chris,
What's going on?
and me, Will, a.k.a. Bob. All right, we got an exciting show today. We appreciate you tuning in. We got a few topics. We want to start the day off by talking about the stimulus checks and are they really great for the economy, or is it just a bullshit ploy? I also want to talk about if Black people have a voice that they change to when they're around their Caucasian friends. And then we have a surprise topic. We'll talk about that and we'll get into it on the back end of the discussion. So without further ado, let's get on. All right, let's talk about the stimulus check. Okay, so most people are getting, I think, $1,200 if you made less than $75,000 a year. I know they don't really apply to Alicia or Chris, but if we so if we so what we could do is I just kind of want to know if you think that the stimulus check is good for the economy. Is it really going to bail anybody out that really has like rent and all of these other bills to pay? They don't have insurance because they don't have jobs and things like that. How does that work? Like, how do you think about the stimulus check? And I'll start with Alicia.
I think that it's a start in the right direction. It'll help because a lot of people that are laid off or that were let go, they're also receiving unemployment in addition to the stimulus check. So I do think that it's going to be a step in the right direction to help people out. A lot of companies, whether that be mortgage, car note, credit cards, are working with their customers also in deferring payments. So I think all in all together, it's going to definitely help things out. I mean, I'm sure it's not as much as people would like for it to be, but it's assistance and it's some help.
Bullshit. That ain't what's happening. So I think it's gonna look like is the reality of it is I don't know about any one of y'all, but especially it's gonna take about 3 months for you to get it. What's $1,200 when we're talking a timeline of 3 months? You fucked up out here and ain't got no
They
job.
come out of your pocket and help.
And the first thing is you're either gonna be in debt from that 3 months of not being paid and being off work. You know what I mean? So you're gonna be in debt for 3 months for being off work. So immediately that's going into the bills. That ain't stimulating shit in the economy because you ain't going to buy nothing. You probably, if anything, gonna keep the you got over your head. If anything. And the reality of it is when times get hard and people do get some little extra on the money on the side, what they do? Put it to the side for a rainy day. Not stimulating shit. So that's what I think. I think if we ever really want to stimulate the economy, those checks were better used when we had when everybody was doing good. Because guess what? We doing good. You got your money on the side. Everything's coming in on time as planned, and you get a little extra. You gonna spend that shit. That's gonna stimulate the economy. But as of right now, I don't think the timing for that is gonna really just do anything. I don't know what y'all think, but the biggest thing is it's the biggest finesse. It's the biggest finesse. Guess what? That little $1,200, that tax money came from you. Right back.
I'm sorry, y'all. You know I got a light on it here, and it got a bulb that changed colors.
I saw.
And they fucking with me right now. They fucking with me.
Baby, you look like you in the same disco.
I saw you go to the red light district real quick.
You know what you're doing in your extra time.
So, Sylvia, what's your thoughts on your stimulus package? You agree, Chris?
I see his point of view. Some of the stuff he said, I do agree with. I think that for one part, that's the least they could do, being that they didn't move on as quick enough. And ultimately, we have to suffer for it. People being laid off, people being sick, they can't work. That's the least they can do. But then I also see Chris' side. When you get the money, you're going to either save for a rainy day or it's going to bill. So it's not going back into the economy at all. Like, it's going to, I got to get myself back on my feet. I got to stay afloat. My head is barely above the water. So when this money come in, I got to get back right. I got to catch back up because even if my bills are deferred, they still want their money. So, yeah, the timing of it is what Chris said, yeah, because folks ran through their tax money. If they finally taxed, they got it back, that money gone. And part of it probably had to go to spending on trying to stay afloat in this pandemic that's going on now. So
why would you Why would you stimulate an economy if everybody's doing good?
If anybody what?
If everybody's already doing okay, why would there be need for a stimulate? Because of course, stimulus means to stimulate, which means that it's dead, so it needs to be stimulated.
Give
So
it a boost, keep it going. I just, for me to answer that question, I don't know if that was directed to Sylvia alone, but I don't see it.
Right.
I don't see at the timing, because this ain't the first time we got stimulus checks. Y'all remember when Bush gave them stimulus checks? That shit still failed.
Because mine went straight to a bill.
Back in office. So
it stimulated.
Stimulated what?
Hey, not at that point.
It went to a bill. Still stimulated the economy because,
but not in the economy like they wanted to. Like they want you to go back out shopping in the stores and buying stuff and buying merchandise. That's what they're talking about stimulating. Paying the bill ain't stimulating the economy. I'm going to use this to catch up on my car note or put on my mortgage. Well, on the mortgage part, it could help the housing industry, but only to a certain degree.
Because that's money.
I think the purpose of the check is really to help people to stay afloat, not necessarily pay mortgage, pay your car note. It's groceries, your basic necessities, and your needs. Because a lot of companies now are mandating that with the deferment, some companies you have to still pay the interest on it right now, but the actual payment itself is just going to the end of that loan, the end of the term. So, I mean, all combined together, that extra $1,200, potential $2,400 if it's a whole household, $500 per child, that's going to help some people just to be able to sustain themselves during this period of time. And I don't think to go shopping and to ball out. I don't think that was the purpose of it. I think it's really just going to sustain you through this period and make sure you're good until you get a regular income.
Where are you going with the stimulus check? Think about that. Like if I give you a stimulus check right now, for one, we probably be locked down until right in May.
Amazon, baby. I'm going to Amazon.
It's not right. It's not intended on you going to a store or going to this. The economy is more so. That's why they're giving like airlines and Royal Caribbean and people that can't really do anything. They're giving them a bailout. They're giving us the money. It's kind of like a bailout for everybody in a sense because it's like you're losing your job behind this. But we don't want people to businesses to die because it affects everybody. You know, when if the businesses die, even when we come off of this, there's no job. So you can't stimulate the economy that way either because now there's no job. So America's flat out broke at that point. So I think what they're doing is saying, okay, if we could have people to have this, buy them a little bit more time, try to get this thing resolved so we can get back to our everyday life, then let's do that. That's kind of what I think it is for. And I hear people online, like you guys bring some great points about, but I hear people online like that ain't shit, or what the fuck is that going to do? Blah, blah. Not like Chris is bringing valid points. Well, they're just complaining that ain't shit. Give me more. Like, okay, how about we give you nothing?
Exactly.
How about that? Like, how about we just let you sink?
But you know what? I agree. I'm gonna go ahead and piggyback off that, Will. I agree. It ain't even about the amount. Like I said, I still feel like even if it was $10,000, because shit in the hole, you gonna hold on to that. It don't matter the amount. It's the timing of it.
Right. Or even if it's 10,000. If I give you 10,000, everybody now, that's when you're gonna see the fuckery going on. Because people gonna feel like, oh, it's 10,000. I'm straight. And they're gonna do this shit on earth. So for me, again, if $10,000 was there, they would probably say, more than likely, you're gonna be like, okay, that buys me what? 4 months, 3 months of living? Typically, unless you stay inside of a Checkers restaurant. You know what I mean? So it's just one of them things where, like, I think that people just like ingrates to a degree. Like, I'm blessed to still be working, and I know you guys are still working and things like that. So for people like us, it helped because again, we can take up what we can do extra. Right. So if those people gotta pay if all those people they gotta pay bills, then fine. People like us still working. Did you just come back on school?
But she came and go pose and smile, and she like.
You got a club here,
I'm serious conversation. But no, that's a good point. So we spent about 10 minutes, almost 11 minutes on that topic. Actually, 10 minutes and 25 seconds, because 30 of it was trying to get Bob back in. Okay, the next topic. All of us work. We talked about the stimulus check. So that means that if you had a stimulus check, for the most part, work. And most of us work at companies that aren't black owned. So in the company that what I want to know is, at these companies, do black people really have a different voice, even around friends? Do you have a different voice or a different tone that we have around Caucasian people? And I'll start with Chris again.
All right. Well, that's cool. I don't mind jumping in with me because, working in a corporate environment, I'm not going to necessarily say the tone itself changes as much as I'm watching my vocabulary a little more. I think that's what it is, because I'm quick to slur it, slow it down. Let's just say, oh, you funny. Like they don't get that. So, I'm watching my vocabulary a little more. Tone, not so much. I will say, depending on who I'm talking to, I might have more enthusiasm to speak to them versus somebody else. And I'm not gonna necessarily say white, black, blue, green, purple. I ain't gonna say that, but there will be a little bit more enthusiasm when I'm talking to.
What is that? The enthusiasm? Give me a little more.
So what?
What is the enthusiasm? Enthusiasm is so bad.
Man, okay. Well, let me explain. It's from time to time. A lot of times I do have to talk to the CEOs of our companies, and a lot of because I work for corporate services, so we have several different entities. So with several different entities, we do have more than one CEO that I have to talk to. With that being said, that's not the same. My enthusiasm of the way that I would talk to them probably isn't my same enthusiasm of somebody. When you pick up your phone and you see that certain name come across your call ID, you're probably not going to answer that as the same one that says scam likely, or this is somebody that's calling just to verify some information. You don't want to talk. You don't want to talk like you don't want to be there, is what I'm saying. You don't want to portray that you don't want to be there. Because guess what? We'll find somebody that will.
Right. I'm with you. At least you think you just came back with it. What are your thoughts?
Yes. Unfortunately, it's natural. You don't even think about it. It just turns on. It's a switch, and then you go into go mode. You said what?
Are you talking to us like we're white? Is this your white?
I was thinking the same thing.
Did I just do it? I'm sorry.
I was gonna let her make it.
It's fine.
I'm not letting you start. I'm still holding the grudge from that last podcast we did when you went at my neck, and 15 seconds in.
I'm proud of your shirts lately. No, JD, I'm proud of you.
See, we getting off topic again, back.
But yes, and I'm doing it now, and I can't stop.
Okay. I see. Go ahead.
But it's a switch, and because in most of those situations, you are the one.
Right.
And now you represent all Black people. So you do make a subconscious choice to go ahead and make sure that you're pronouncing your words correctly now. Like Chris said, you start slowing down. There's a certain level of properness, which is probably how in certain situations we should speak. But it just kind of comes along because now you're that representation. Now, eventually, after you relax, and over time, these are people that you speak with on a regular basis. I did make also another conscious decision to be myself and just speak. So, like you said, how you might not get funny is eventually you're going to get to know my lingo. And it kind of becomes where you can learn from each other. So, yeah, if it's a stranger or somebody that I don't know, then I will go into straight mode. Because unfortunately, you are representing the entire race for that one person if they don't interact with Black people on a regular basis. So it is what it is.
That's the reality.
I got you. Sylvia?
You know, but while they were talking, I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, do I really do that?
I don't
Have I
think
done that? I have, but
really.
it depends on who, like, it really depends on their title. If it's like I had a trainer at the job I am at now, damn, I can't talk. And he was white, and because he talked like that, like, you know what I mean, it wasn't no corporate talk, wasn't no proper or whatever. We was in the training class, he made it fun. This is how I talk. But when I'm talking to maybe like the VP over our department or something like that, then definitely it
Okay.
changes, it slows down, choose my words wisely.
Right.
So it just, for me, it just depends on who person, who the white person is. Because if it's just somebody that's in the store and they're waiting on me, then you're going to get this. You know what I mean? Or
Is
the
it like
restaurant.
for anybody? Is it like but is it like one of those like embarrassing switches? And
It
what
is.
I mean,
You've
like,
never been at somewhere where it's a mixed crowd and you see one of us come in and man, pants hanging low, just being
right,
super comfortable.
Yeah.
And you be
right,
like, oh my God, please stop.
I
stop.
have
right.
been there.
Yeah.
And
So when you do the switch, is it one of those switches that is kind of like you're ashamed or like, for instance, if like you're talking to somebody, like if we're talking, like we're on the podcast and we're talking colloquially, so we're just like, hey, we doing what we do, and then the white person walk in and then you're like, hey, yeah, this isn't one of those.
no.
No.
Not Sambo. No.
Mine is,
Like, man, I know what to do. And, so is it like a
it's a
smooth?
place and a time for everything. That's how I feel. It's a place and a time for everything.
Totally
And so
agree.
if I'm in a corporate setting, in a corporate environment, talking to higher ups, I'm not going to go in there and be like, man, what I don't like about this is when y'all told my ass to do this, I'm not going to be in there talking like this. Like, it's a time and a place. You know what I mean? But if I'm out, like we're at a restaurant, where it's a laid back setting, I'm not going to be in there talking proper. You going to get me. Like, you're not going to get.
So is it so at this point, do we even really consider it like talking white, or do we just consider it talking
No,
like
I don't consider it
proper.
white because they're saying that we don't know how to talk proper by saying that we're talking white. So no, I definitely don't think
Right.
that's what the case
No.
that's what we do. Like, I think to be honest with you, anybody that's in any kind of a position where you're talking to people that affect where you move to or affect, because at the end of the day, I don't think people do it because they're sellouts or they're Uncle Toms, which, by the way, Uncle Tom is not a sellout. If everybody looks like Uncle Tom, but I don't think it's doing that. I think, honestly, we're trying to make sure that we're a great representation of our race. I think if you look at it, we're just trying to ensure that we're not the one that's taking us 25 steps back. We're the ones that when a person looks at it and says, that person has seats. We don't have to go by what the news shows and what these other negative connotations of African Americans show. We have direct representation here of who they are and how they can be. So I think that really cool. So that, and again, you have to talk like what they say in wrong type of deal. And it's like, hey, you're in a state where this is how the lingo goes. People talk like they have education, like they graduated high
I
school.
guess interference coming from somewhere.
Yeah, I hear you.
It is.
Yeah, it's some interference. The weather's getting bad here. It's not.
It is. It's raining here.
Yeah, it's the weather's getting bad here. So.
It might be.
But, I don't know where it's coming from, but keep going.
Somebody got their volume up too loud or something, or two mics on.
Nothing changed.
I know.
Oh, okay. Well, it's actually better now.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So good stuff. So I mean, it's just people doing what they have to do to survive, and it's not like you're selling out or acting white. You're just acting, appropriate.
Right.
There you go. That's probably the better term. Appropriate, more appropriate.
Right. There's, like she said, there's time and place for everything. You don't bring knives to gunfights, so to speak. So the surprise topic.
Oh Lord.
What?
We never know. We never know with you. So yeah, come on with it.
No, this is actually one that's I think it's a pretty decent topic. It segues from the last topic, but I wanted to talk about white privilege.
What?
White
White
privilege.
Okay.
White privilege. So with white privilege, I hear people say, "Oh, this person's privileged or they're white." What I want to know is, is it wrong to have white privilege? Why? Let's start there. I want to know, is it wrong to have white privilege and why? So I'll start with Sylvia.
You start with me?
Yep.
Okay. I would have to say yes. And the reason why I say yes is because with white privilege, it puts not only us, but other races at a disadvantage. And with white privilege, I feel like they're afforded opportunities that they don't deserve. That there are other people that deserve those opportunities, are more qualified, but because they have this privilege, then it's given to them. And like in a work setting, you have people that work in front of you that smartly that can really do your job better than you, but they have to answer to you. And it's almost like they have to dumb themselves down to make you feel a certain type of way because your white privilege afforded you this position that you really wasn't qualified for.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah.
All right, Alicia.
You say, is white privilege wrong?
Yeah, I mean, we can just. I mean, do you believe it exists? Is it wrong? Just.
Sure. So, does it exist? Duh. Is it wrong? Duh. But the reality is that when used properly and correctly, it can be helpful to us. You see, with all of the marching and the protesting that we did, it wasn't necessarily anyone kind of paying a lot of attention until we kind of came together and made one voice. So when it was just our opinion and us saying, oh, we're being mistreated, it kind of fell on deaf ears. But when then you have people who have white privilege, then start speaking up against it as well. Now more people are listening to it. More people who are not African American felt more comfortable with going ahead and coming and speaking with it and gathering and being a part of the whole movement. And even now, when we say it, it sounds like we're complaining. But when someone else of another nationality comes in and speaks on our behalf and stands with us, people hear it differently. Now it's like, okay, now I understand what they're going through. And now I see.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I think that it sounds like you're taking the shit. So like we can hear the shit.
Right there.
So
no, I'm gonna say this. I think.
But look at Chris will cut me out. Go ahead, Chris.
You must start showing your booty. This ain't Instagram.
Man, listen, Chris been on one. I'm talking about Chris been ready this podcast. Somebody ready to jump in and get it over with so he can go eat.
Now he ready to go put on a loose neck shirt. Go ahead, Chris. What on that? I love you, Chris.
I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus.
No, but I was really about done. It's just saying that. What?
I'm reclaiming my time.
I do defer. Please go right ahead. No, that was just it. I'm just saying when people who have privilege stand in solidarity with us, a lot of times, for whatever reason, people hear us a little bit differently, take us a little bit more serious, as opposed to it just sounds like, oh, there they go again.
Right. No, I'm with
I'd agree with that. That is beneficial. That's beneficial. But I'm gonna ask the question, and I really do question it. Do y'all think that white privilege is necessarily always intentional, or is it one of those things I'm more comfortable with people who look like me, act like me, and that I feel like I have more in common with.
Right. Well, here's my thoughts on it. I think, to be honest with you, and this is probably going to go against popular belief, but I think that why wouldn't there be white privilege? Right? Like, if you go to Africa, there should be African privilege. Should be. I'm not saying it is. But there should be.
Unfortunately, there's not, though. There's white privilege there as well. So.
Whose fault is that?
Yeah, exactly. You can't be mad.
That we can't stick together and give out and take care of our own and make sure we're good.
True.
That's not white people's fault. Like it's not their fault that they it's not Jews' fault that they stick together. It's not Chinese fault that they stick together. You go to China, it's
They don't
Chinese.
give a fuck about what nobody else got going on. Asian people don't give a fuck about what nobody else got going on.
It's Chinese privilege. It's a whole. If you go to a country where there's a majority,
You're misconstruing loyalty, togetherness with privilege.
No,
The world
not.
was designed and constructed for the privilege of white people. So you're saying that we're trying to find a way to fit in and still to take care of our own and be loyal to each other. I'm telling you that the way that the system is made and constructed in the world, the way that the world is, it was made for them. So when we get mad at the justice system and wonder why we're getting done wrong and so forth, that's because that's how the justice system was created and it was formulated, going back to slave days.
No, I get that.
So you're talking about all this togetherness and this loyalty, and yes, we need to have that, but at the same time, there's still a system in place, no matter how together and black power we want to be.
Again, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not talking about just loyalty. It's a sense of loyalty, but that's all white privilege is. It's loyalty to your own first. So for me, it's just when you look at it, again, it's nobody's fault. If I go to Africa, they should treat me. They should be like, okay, we got Chinese here, we got white people here, whomever here, but we don't mind giving them jobs because we want to be, fair and all of that good stuff. But at the same time, if I got 10 Africans, I'm gonna put them to work first. I'm gonna make sure they go to work because we feel like they're here, they're our own. Now, again, I think every country is like that. Every country. Suppose if you're not like that, then it's not
No.
Can you stop doing the hocus pocus?
I had to put my phone down when he was talking shit and he wasn't making sense. So I had to put the phone down because I disagreed.
Oh, I mean, you know.
So that's your privilege to turn your back on him while he's talking?
Yes, I did. I did.
That's just a fact.
It's not.
I can't agree with it. I can see.
I'm not saying it is right. What I'm saying is that it's if it's gonna be, it should be like you expect. It's something that you expect. If you go to the hood, you expect to see pissy elevators. I'm just saying, like certain things are just expected. When you go
I've
to
never been in a pissy elevator, sir.
You never been to the hood. You're not from the hood. You're white.
You got an elevator in your house.
You never been to a pissy elevator, but you damn sure been to a shitty bathroom. That you can't deny. What I'm saying is, it's to be expected. Whether it's right or not is a whole different story. It is to be. I expect you to say this person. Now, am I gonna say that you a dirty motherfucker? Probably. Am I gonna say that what Sylvia said? There's probably somebody else that's way more qualified than you, and you're evil for not giving it to him. Could be, but I expect. That's I expect it because of where I'm at. That's all I'm saying.
Did a black man?
Oh well, and when you put it in that sense, yeah, I'd say I wouldn't be surprised that it happened that way. Right.
My point. You would hope you would hope that they've done a lot of better in recent years of diversity, and you would hope that they wouldn't do that. But again, when you see this, I'm gonna tell you, like when cops beat up African American men, at this point, what happens? You expect it, don't you? When you see one stop, you're like, here we go again. You expect it. You would hope that when he stops him, he doesn't. But you know that there's a problem that he will. That's all I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that is the topic for today.
Hey, look at the eyebrow. That's about a second. Fool. Come on.
You dirty bastard. First of all, wait a minute. Was that hair? Was that hair for real? Who was
Yeah.
That
Who
was
was
real.
that?
That was real.
Is that Shay hair?
It is.
I don't know now. You might be trying to finish what ain't there. You know they doing it.
I'm in Atlanta, so it's to be expected.
Wow.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
I hope that I didn't come all the way to Atlanta and end up that way, but
Hey.
Hey.
it's all good, man. It's all good. Hey, I appreciate everybody's time.
Somebody already clocked out on us. She got mad and hung up.
She probably trying to come back, but what I'm gonna do is I'm finna hang up before she get back, and when she try, it's gonna be nothing.
Damn, slow down.
All right, guys. I'm gonna talk to y'all later.
All right. Till next time.
You want to wait on her to see if
No, because she just texted, so apparently she ain't coming back. You done ran off. We're shame on dang, Chris.
all right.
Chris is gone. You ain't even, but you ain't even in the video like you supposed to in the video.
That dude right there, man. Oh, she said the electricity went out. Oh, wow.
Oh, dang. So she was plugged in? Oh, it went black. So she
Yeah.
probably just hung up.
Yeah.
Dang.
She can't see.
Well, I guess it's the end of the let out.
It is. It's let out. Again, look at Sylvia's shirt, womanpreneur.
Yes.
All right.
727. Follow me on Instagram, shop727.
All right.
And until next time, Bob, aka Willie. Bye.
Every time I pull up at the let out, it's a spectacle.